Hey, welcome to Monday.
Today we are going to be talking cats, dogs, and...
Don't tell them. Just let's
keep it a secret.
Let's do this.
I don't know if that looks like what it is. It's a good effort, but...
You'll have to wait and see.
I'm sure people are just, they can't wait.
It's all, now we're a mime show.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
You'll understand.
Welcome everybody. We are here with Megan Wellinghoff. She is with the Spay and Neuter Project.
I am.
And we have another special guest besides Megan. We have Sam here.
This is Sam. She's our clinic mascot dog.
Now, the first question is, what does the clinic do?
So Spay and Neuter Project provides the preventative aspect of animal welfare here in Central Oregon. We do all we can to keep the animals from entering the shelter in the first place. So primarily through high volume, affordable spay and neuter for cats and dogs.
What's affordable mean?
Affordable is about a fourth of the price at a regular vet. Our primary clientele are people who are low income or people who are living at or below the poverty line or on some kind of government assistance. However, we offer services to everyone because, as you know, in this economy, people are in between jobs and stuff happens. So we're there to be the bridge when that does happen.
So my question is, how or why did you get into this?
Personally? Oh gosh, I love animals. I started out as a volunteer at the clinic. Ironically, about 5 years ago, I was in an office job and I hated it and I needed something else. And so I started volunteering, and 5 years later, I'm now
the boss.
So that's how I got into it, and it's just my passion. I mean, I love animals more than...
And why, since it's your passion, you can speak from your heart, why is spay and neuter so important?
Well, bottom line, there's too many animals. Unfortunately, in the U.S., 9,000 animals are euthanized every day simply because there's not enough space. So animals like Sam in shelters across the country are euthanized every day just because there's not a home for them. So we are here to, and that's, you know, it's not as true here in Central Oregon, but it's still an issue. So we want to make sure that every animal has a home. So by providing spay and neuter, we can prevent unwanted litters and accidental litters from happening, and hopefully help find a home for every animal.
So something that everyone's going to want to know, does it hurt the animals? What's the procedure like for them? It
is a pretty simple procedure. They're fully under anesthesia during the procedure. So owners are usually surprised when they come to pick up their dogs and they bound out. We don't let them go home until they're able to walk out on their own. So the owners are like, "Are you sure they got spayed today?" And I'm like, "They're a little wacky. They're a little bit wacky from the anesthetic drugs, but they're able to walk out on their own." And so the procedure is pretty, especially if they're younger, they bounce back really quickly.
You guys are busy.
We are. We are very busy. Since we opened in 2005, we've done just over 34,000 surgeries.
Holy moly!
So if you think of how many kittens a cat can have in a year, we prevented a lot of animals from entering the shelter by doing the surgery. I mean, thousands of animals that would have ended up in the shelter.
We're probably talking about 30 procedures a day?
Yeah, wow. About 30 procedures a day. So
see how quick I am in my math?
You're so good.
You were quick. I don't know, I think you did some math at home before you came here, but it was still impressive.
I gotta touch
I'll give that to you.
Yeah. So we do about 10 dogs per day and about 20 cats, give or take. So.
And what you just said about the, I guess, dog parents wanting to know if they really got spayed or neutered, there's a way that you guys actually do make sure.
Yeah,
I mean, people really know for sure.
We tattoo all of our animals, and Sam likes to sport her tattoo. It's just a little green line, and it's on their belly, and it just shows that they've been spayed or neutered for sure. If there were ever a natural disaster, say like Hurricane Katrina, and a bunch of animals ended up in the shelter staff doesn't know who's been spayed and who hasn't. So to avoid re-anesthetizing them and trying to do surgery again, we know for sure that animal's been spayed or neutered. And also, if you find a stray and they have a little green line tattoo, you know that they've been done.
It's not all you do. You guys have different services. You do microchipping?
Yeah, we offer a couple different services. All of our services are geared towards keeping animals out of the shelter. So our preventative wellness, we do vaccinations, microchip, and deworming, all just preventative care to help keep pets healthy and in their homes. because if someone who's low income gets a sick dog, they don't have the money to take them to the vet, and then they may end up having to take them to the shelter. So, and again, with microchipping, it's huge because if an animal gets lost and ends up at the shelter, they have a microchip, they're going right home that same day. It's the easiest and best way to get an animal home.
Did Sam get spayed at your place?
Actually, she didn't. She's from Texas. We lived in Texas. She got spayed at a high volume clinic in Texas where I worked at the time. So yeah, she got done there. But we also offer trap, neuter, return for feral cats. And we are actively looking for volunteers to help us trapping feral cats.
For cat catching.
Is that
We'd
tricky?
be good at that.
These are like community cats, like alley cats, and it can be tricky, but it's also really fun.
How do you do it?
We have humane live
least you're
traps,
honest.
basically the metal humane live traps that you can get from the feed store, but we also rent them at our clinic. People come in and rent them, and they, if they've got cats on their property, they'll trap them and bring them into us.
Mackenzie's gotten caught in one or two of them.
A few times,
Well, the food that they use for bait is really tempting. I mean, I don't blame
Pizza.
her. I
put a
don't
bottle of
blame her.
wine in there and
Actually,
scroll right
we use
in.
KFC once in a while. If we have a tough cat, we'll hang a
Really?
piece of chicken from the trap, and that usually gets them right in.
Oh, wow.
So, and we do those surgeries on a donation basis. So the cats are all vaccinated. We clip the top of their ear to show that they've been fixed, and then that's done while they're under anesthesia. And then, so if you see a cat out and about in the community, that may be a community cat that lives outdoors, if they've got their ear tipped, that means that they've been spayed or neutered and that they've been done. And that they're just living outdoors. And someone's usually caring for them by providing food or water and shelter for them.
And Sam is one excited dog because
Yeah,
it's just
she
a dog,
is.
just off camera.
Yes,
Yeah.
she wants to
Friendly.
play with that dog very much. I
Well,
know.
Megan, thanks so
Oh.
much for bringing the message to us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
We'll do our
Appreciate
best
it.
to get the word out.
Okay, great.
Thanks,
Thank
Sam.
you.
And when we come back, we're going to be talking to somebody else, but we're going to be shifting from dogs to cats.
We're not going to be catching them. Maybe.
Not in my